What's the haps? I'm John, aka Meroka, and welcome to Spiel. Let us get started. We are in Ruby Lion Tier 3 on Elite, and I'm keen to get going because a lot to talk about today, and actually probably loitering around would get me through it faster, but would give me more time to work with, in fact. But now I'm wasting more time. So let's kick things off with a Spiral Knights news. Yeah! Because that's a good starting place every week. Good starting place every week. News this week is the Blooming Prize boxes, which you can purchase for your monies. Which, spring has sprung, spring is in the air and all that jazz, so... yeah, so now there's things you can buy. If we open up, I'll make sure I'm not about to get mobbed by anything on the map. If we go to purchase... For £3.95, or $3, sorry, in fact, $3.95, I can buy a Blooming Prize box, or you can buy 5 Blooming Prize boxes for $15 or thereabouts. Within these Blooming Prize boxes, there are some greeny, pinky kind of coloured armour reskins and accessories, which is flowery, it's spring and pink and whatnot, you know. And then there's some blooming auras and just generally spring and flower and, you know, spring-themed things. And I'm not particularly a fan of any of them. And I'm not a fan of this new method because basically, previously, your prize boxes have been tied to your energy purchases, yes? This is a little different insofar as you're just buying the boxes. And as I hear tell it, Sky Scythe informs me that, according to folks on the forums, that's exactly what people were asking for in the census. People were asking for silly, ridiculous microtransactions so that they can spend their money on more stuff. Why would you ask for that? Why are you strange and silly people asking for more ways to spend your real money, especially when lots of people don't even like doing that in the first place? Why? Who thought that was clever? No. You should have asked for more content. Clearly, if Three Rings are happy to respond and do stuff based on census feedback, what you should have said is, what we would really like is about 5 more battle sprites and several raids worth of content, plus Tier 4 and the Gunner update and a Bomber update hot on the heels of the Gunner update, and yeah. All that good stuff, you know, actual things to do rather than grinding the clockworks over and over again and spending your money on more things to look pretty while you're grinding the clockworks over and over again. Do you get the impression I'm in a little bit of a rut with this game at the minute? I'm really frustrated about the lack of content these days, honestly. I really wish there was more to do and there just isn't. I need more stuff. Give me more stuff, Three Rings, please. It's frustrating me no end. Oh, anyway. Also, if you want more things to spend your shinies on, what's her name? Nonna from the Emberlight Adoption Agency is back in Haven because it seems like a good time to be adopting things, I guess. In addition to the 3 normal things that you can only get, sort of there's the little Mew Cat, and you can get a Chroma Whelp thing, and I don't know, I can't remember what the third one is. Either way, there is a new one. Those things have been sold before, they are not even interesting and new. There is a new pet to be bought. There is Hoptima, which is a kind of rabbity looking Devilite, which is kind of amusing actually, I quite like the look of it. But it is 250,000 of your hard-earned crowns, and that's pretty steep, all things considered. I'm not personally going to be investing in that, but if you want to walk around with a little grey bunny-eared Devilite strapped to your front, I'm just checking, make sure I killed everything. If you want to walk around with one of those Devilites strapped to your front all day, every day, well, you can go and do that now. These promotions, these started last week, so actually these promotions are about to end. They end at 11:59 PM, so midnight, tonight in Pacific Standard Times. Okay, yes, there's stuff down here I missed. There's always stuff you missed. I didn't think... It seemed like a short deconstruction zone. So, yeah, that will end about 9 hours from the moment this video goes live. So, If on your subscription feed it says this video was posted anything up to 9 hours ago, and you really want some flowery gear for money without any energy that comes with it, cool. Go do that. You can go buy it. And if you want, I don't know how long Nonna's going to be hanging around. It seems likely she'd be tied in with the promotion and would also disappear, but I have no confirmation on that. That remains to be seen. What I will note is that from selling cards and random community junk on the Steam market, I do have the money to buy a 3,500 energy pack just in Steam Wallet credit, and I was hanging on thinking I'll buy it next time there's a box promotion, and now they've done a box promotion and it's not one that gives me any energy with it, which is really annoying because I was planning on using that energy to buy my next battle sprite, which is, god damn you, 3 rings. That's what's annoying me about that promotion, but hey, it's what people want apparently, so that's what you get. Next time there's a census, next year maybe, please ask for raid content. I want raid content. There's a very real chance I'm going to be leaving for Wildstar because they're offering me raid content if 3 Rings doesn't step up their game. Which is unfortunate, because I want 3 Rings to step up the game, I really do, but it's been very nearly 6 months since they announced the Gunner update at this point, which is a long time actually. This year is slipping by quite quickly and nothing is happening. Anyway... So, that's a little bit negative on 3 Rings, unfortunately, from me, but that's just how I feel. Sorries. Anyway, let's talk about other news. News in my world is we just hit the 700 subscriber mark on this channel, which is freaking amazing. You guys, thank you so much for that. It is not a significant enough milestone that I will be giving away things for it, which I have done in the past, but... I probably will mention a way in which you can get your hands on many of the Steam keys I have spare and lying around later, so stick with the video there. Extra points for hanging around later now. Ooh, hello. I'll take one of those. Yep, that's good. That's alright. I'm okay with this. So yeah, thanks to everyone. I mean, how long ago was it I did my video? I was like, woo, 500 is a big round number. That was, at this point, that was less than 2 months ago. And that's just crazy. The channel growth in the last 2 months is like nothing I have ever seen before, and I appreciate it. I loves you all. You're all great. People who've been with me from the start and people who are brand new, you're all wonderful. Everyone is fantastic. Love for everybody. Now, which way is the right way to go? I can't remember which way this level... Is this like an optional bit? I think this is like an optional bit, isn't it? Or is this like an optional bit up here? I don't know. There's... Oh no, it's just loot. God damn it! I nearly went on without the loot. There's one of these levels kind of loops back round on itself, and you actually have no need whatsoever to do the loop back round on it bit. And I was thinking that was what this was. It is not. Anyway, yeah. So thanks to everybody. I can't have done it without y'all. Love y'all, and. Here's to much more channel growth in the future, because, well, if things go super successful, I will be able to do this as a career, which is obviously dream job and all that. And it's one step closer to world domination. Wait, no, not world domination. I mean, being a successful person. No, honestly, the world domination thing was just a slip of the tongue. No, ignore that entirely. Yeah. Continuing on with World Domination, Button Mash 8 was last Saturday. Thanks to any of you that may have attended. Certainly thanks to everybody who did attend. It was actually the biggest event we've had in some considerable time. Final figures put it at about 80 people attended, and I was, at the start I was like, 50 people would be good, 70 people would be great, 80 turned up in the end, so sweet, that's amazing. That's fantastic. The reports still say, everyone, oh, if you ask anyone, they're like, oh, well, how many were at the first event? Well, the figures we got from the first event, someone said we had 135, and we have never, ever come close to that, so it marks it, if you believe that, as our second biggest event ever. I don't know how that first event could possibly have been that big, because we did no marketing for it, and it was put together with zero budget, and, like, about a month's notice. I can't imagine how on earth we did manage to get 135 people together for that, and I don't believe that number's accurate. So, this may be our... even if it was exaggerated somewhat, it may have been more than 80, so I still think this is probably our second biggest event we've had to date. So, onwards and upwards and towards world domination! Huzzahs! Good things are afoot. So with that out the way, we need to look forward to the next event, but that's nothing I'm going to be announcing until we're ready to announce. So with that in mind, future projects, more projects. Button Mash needs to keep doing stuffs to stay relevant and hip and down with the kids and all that. And I've got another thing in mind that I would like to do. It's sort of a PAX-inspired thing. It's one of those things that I don't know why it started at PAX, but it's one of those things I started sort of dwelling on, and it seemed like it was a good idea, and I've kind of run with it. I haven't planned it or organised or indeed run it past the entirety of the Button Mash crew yet, but I've run it past some of them and they seem fairly enthusiastic about it. The idea would be that we would host a game jam. If you're not familiar with the concept of a game jam, the idea is that you are forced to build an entire game from scratch within a time constraint. Stuff like Ludum Dare, and I've covered some stuff in the past. Stuff like Ludum Dare tends to be the main one that people hear about. And there was the Candy Jam I did a video on a while back. Some of them have various... Obviously, Candy Jam had a very important message it was trying to convey, and some of them are just for the sake of making games and experience and things. And in this case, I would like it to be an experience kind of thing. Potentially run several times over the course of time. I don't know. But at any rate, the idea would be that the unique selling point of this, the thing that would make it stand alone from all the others and be different, is that it would be primarily aimed at folks who've never made a game before in their life, but would really, really like to get into game development. I think it's because you're going to PAX, you get these panels about, getting into the games industry, and the one thing everyone says is, just do something, make something. Make a product, make a game, whatever you're trying to do it. Don't just sit around waiting to find out how to do it, just get in there and do it. Most people in the games industry didn't go to school to learn how to make games and things. They just started doing it because they were passionate about it. And I do think one of the major barriers to anything within the games industry these days is that initial first step, the getting started. It's an intimidating business, especially if you don't know what you're doing. I know, I'm in that kind of position. I would love to try and make games, but I haven't got a freaking clue about it. And I know I'm not the only one. I know there are plenty of people out there in exactly the same boat. Ow. Stupid lumbers. And I feel like, well, maybe people just need, a bit of a ow. Okay, this is not going well. Let's just break bubble. And grab hearts. And things. So yeah, I think there's other people in the same scenario that would potentially benefit from us running something. And yeah, let me know if that's something anybody would be up for, because I totally think that could be a cool thing. Okay, shotgun, good, die, and then take pill. Afis says, may he join me? Nope, sorry, it's a solo thing. So yeah, I will probably, once I've got some ideas and things hammered out about this, I'll probably maybe start promoting it on like the game development subreddits on Reddit and those kind of places, trying to get an interest. Because again, I think there's people out there that want to get into games that are just sitting there going, I don't know how to do it. Well, neither do I. Let's do it together. Let's spend 48 hours. 48 hours is kind of what I've got in mind, so we can do it over a weekend. And we shall build a game together. Not necessarily together personally, but I'll probably have a team of the Button Mash guys, quite frankly. But we'll divide into teams of 2 or 3 or 4 or however many is sensible for a game jam. I think 3 or 4 is generally sensible for a game jam. And we will each, in our groups and sharing skills amongst our groups and talking and things, make a game. Is the theory. It's all very hypothetical at this point, but it's definitely something I would like to go forward with. I feel like that could be a cool project. So, any interest in that, please wave a hand and go, ooh, that sounds like a thing I would like to do. And then I will know it's a thing people want to do. So, cool. I have no name for this jam. Yes, this is the thing I mentioned earlier and would like to come back to. I have no name for this. I am terrible with names. I am the worst person in the world for naming things. I have been over this before. Many of my series remain without a classy or interesting title, and this is the thing I would like to change. And I made an offer previously. The offer still stands. Most people sort of took me up on it initially, but I didn't get anything I really wanted to go with. Basically, my offer is that over the years, through game bundles or game developers giving me excess keys and things from review copies and stuff, indeed, Robot Roller Derby Disco Dodgeball, is that the right name? There's so much in that title, I can't remember the entire title properly every time. But he to review his game, which only requires one of me and one key, he sent me 2 keys, and I'm like, well, why do I need 2? But he's not the first person to do that, he won't be the last. And yeah, I end up with spare game keys from time to time. It's a thing that happens when you review games. So yeah, I got a bunch lying around, and I would like to make use of them by giving them to people. And what I would like to do is give you an incentive to earn them. So this is going to be an ongoing, long-standing offer. I mean, feel free to shout one out anytime you like. If I've got a name that you don't think's up to scratch, or if I'm asking for a name for something, as I am in this instance, please give me a cool name for things I'm looking for a name for at the moment. My First Impressions series, my Early Look series, which are basically previews of early builds, and in this case, the Game Jam. If you have got a clever or witty or charming name for any of those series that's totally unique and you don't mind me using without restriction, and I'll give you credit. I will give you credit at some point and give you a copy of a game as a thank you. But if you've got a name that you don't mind me taking and using for those series, please shout them out in the comments or on Twitter or I don't know, wherever. You know you can get hold of me. I'm not hard to get hold of. I've said this a million times. Please send me those my way, and if I really like it, I will remunerate you with a game of your choice from my library of things that I have spare. Sounds like a good deal? I think that sounds like a good deal. At any rate, yeah, those people, like I say, people did send me ones before, but none of them were quite made me go, oh yeah, absolutely, I need to use that name, that's an amazing name. So, whilst I appreciate the sentiment, a lot of people are like, oh, I don't know, maybe this, and I'm like, no, If you got something you think, absolutely, yes, this is kick-ass, or I'm great with names, or whatever, and you really, really think you've got something that really stands out and is unique, I will take it and use it. But like I say, this is an ongoing offer. It's not just for this week only, it's whenever. But obviously it is fresh in your mind, please come up with names now. And yeah, that's cool. And I think I got a plasma cell just then, didn't I? Yes, I did get a plasma cell. Good. Those are... Ever since I said they are super rare in Spiral Night Shopping List Season 1, I keep finding them over and over and over again, all over the place. They're not that rare anymore. Anyway. So yeah, if you got a good name, send your names to me! Not your name, I mean, your name's your name. I mean, I need a new name. Not my name, I mean, my things need a new name. Anyway, you know what I mean. I've just explained it all. Anyway, questions! Let's do some questions. Sky, a couple of things that were sort of in regards to packs from last week. Did you meet any celebrities in gaming culture, such as Jessica Nigri, Jaywitz, Sugar Conroy, etc.? Yeah, no, maybe, sort of, I don't know. That's a really difficult one, because in today's gaming culture, a lot of celebrities are a face that you don't know. They're like me. I mean, how many of you actually know what I look like? I'd wager not many. I have. My face has been in some videos in the past. You can find them. I'm not going to tell you where to find them, but you can find them. So if you want to know what I look like, you can find out what I look like. But I would wager most of you don't know what I look like. Beyond that, a lot of, well, one man's celebrity is another man's not, because there's a lot of, I do get people from time to time going, oh my god, you're such a celebrity to me. I'm like, yeah, 700 subscribers. 700 people in the world think my content is worth subscribing to. I mean, that's amazing. I love that. Thank you. But that does not make me a celebrity. Jesus, no. Celebrities are people who are in movies, who have millions of people watching them. Millions. 700 is not millions. I very much appreciate the sentiment, but I'm not a celebrity. Gate map. Where are we? It's a creeping colony, which means I need some jelly defense. That's what I need. Jelly Bane. Equip that loadout. Do I have my Polaris equipped? What have I got equipped? I should probably just look at that. Polaris. Do I want Polaris or do I want Shiver Mist? I could use both. I should probably buy an extra weapon upgrade. I'll go with Polaris for now. It seems like a reasonable suggestion. Anywho. Yes, where was I? Celebrities. So, when I first went to PAX, first year, somebody I went and sought out because they were like, oh my god, you're a celebrity. He was a celebrity to me when in the gaming scene. It was Ichiro Lam from Dejaban Games. He was the guy who made a lot of games that I'm a really big fan of. To me, that's what constitutes a celebrity. But how many of you would know who Ichiro Lam was if I said, oh, you guys, you know, yes, Ichiro Lam from Dejaban? No, not very few people actually going to know who that actually is. And the same, I mean, I don't know who Jaywitz is. I have heard of Chugga Conroy, but I wouldn't know who he is. Jessica Nigri, I only really know because she got into some controversy was it last year or was it the year before, about the Chainsaw Lollipop cosplay thing, and the PAX policy on booth babes. They were like, no, this is not acceptable, you're nearly naked, and we don't allow that in our convention. And it's like, oh, but it's cosplay. I was like, yeah, but it's still marketing using nearly naked women, so it's really towing the line between what is and isn't acceptable. That's the only reason I've heard of her either as well. So yeah, you know, one man's celebrity is another man's not celebrity, quite frankly, in this day and age, because there are so many very minor celebrities. I mean, I saw some guy in a Twitch hoodie getting mobbed by a small handful of fanboys. So I can only presume he was a celebrity of some sort. I don't know who he was, but somebody thought he was famous. Beyond that, I hung out with Rami Ismail from Vlaambir for a bit, which was kind of cool. He even gave me, well, I say his girlfriend, Adriel Wallach, who I think is Kelly Wallach, who runs the Indie Mega Booth's sister and is dating Rami, and was recently on the Game Jam reality TV show done by Polaris that completely failed. Look that up elsewhere, that's an interesting story. Yeah, she gave us all a lift to a indie mixer thing, which was kind of cool. So, yeah, had a car journey with a minor celebrity who... This is a guy who, most of the rest of the convention, he spends getting mobbed by people who think he's a celebrity and go, oh my god, Rami, I love you, you're amazing, please let me stroke your beard, or whatever, I don't know. I imagine people have probably said that to him in the past. It seems likely. It's the sort of thing fanboys might do. You know... Because some people are strange in the world. The world is full of strange people who like to stroke Rami's beard. I'm assuming. Maybe. Possibly. Either way, yeah, to me it's a guy I've seen around a few times, I've heard lots about him, but I've never really thought of him as a celebrity, but other people do, so, yeah, it's a really tricky situation to say who is and isn't a celebrity. I mean, Joe Mirarello, who made Tower of Guns, he's... I don't know, on one hand, he's reasonably notable for making a pretty cool game now, but on the other hand, I would consider him a friend, which is so it's like, well, he's a celebrity, but he's also a friend, and it's like, they're just people like us now. Am I getting to one of those points where I'm like, celebrity, I'm famous, I can hang out with other famous people. Is this where I'm at? I don't think I am, but maybe. I did walk past Mike Krahulik walking around with Erica, and then I totally went, I should talk to them. No, maybe they're on the way to something important. Maybe I won't bother them. And then stopped. So, yeah. I'm going to say, the only person I've ever been properly starstruck by, so much so that I was genuinely speechless, I was last year volunteering for the Mega Booth during the setup phase. Jerry Hawkins, Tycho from Penny Arcade, he stopped by the Mega Booth, and because I was one of the volunteers and the Mega Booth was not run exceptionally well, not professionally to the stage where they'd got their own badges and stuff. I mean, it was run well, it was run very well, but it was not run as well as this year. It was still kind of a... It was not a professional business organization at that point, is what it was. It was still borrowing badges from the developers, so I was wearing... what's the name of the developer? The guys who made Atom Zombie Smasher. I can't remember what their name is now. And Quadrilateral Cowboy. Either way, Jerry came by to check that out, and I was wearing one of his badges. So Jerry was like, "Oh my god, can I check out Quadrilateral Cowboy?" And I just, rabbit in headlights, just froze and just went, I'm not. I can't even remember the name of the developer now. It's gone. I'm not who you're looking for, and just pointed him towards the booth, whose name I can't remember. And I really wish I'd been able to engage Jerry in conversation, but I was so starstruck that I utterly couldn't. And he's the only person that's ever done that to me. I mean, like I said, I've met people I thought were reasonably famous before, but I've never had trouble talking to them. Jerry's the only person who was so famous to me that I genuinely couldn't speak to the man, which is crazy. Although Joko was not far off, Jonathan Coulton, speaking to him at the Bandland. But I had time to prepare for that. I knew I was going to meet him. I went and intentionally met Jonathan Coulton, so I was like, I'm gonna psych myself up. I need to speak to Jonathan Coulton. And like, hey, good gig last night, man. I really enjoyed it. That kind of stuff. And it was like, I still didn't make much of a conversation with him, but hey, at least it wasn't rabbit in headlights. Oh well. What else? I think that's all the celebrity stuff at... Oh no, there was a few of the Minecraft guys did go to PAX, but they had a panel and I didn't go to see that, and... basically, it was guys I don't subscribe to anyway. It was folks I'm not familiar with from the Minecraft server. Well, I know who they are, I just don't subscribe to any of their stuff, so it was kind of... I'm really not too bothered about meeting or seeing them. I wouldn't know what most of them look like if I met them anyway. So, the Minecraft guys I would recognise if I met them would be Milby, Kurt J. Mack, B00 or Generic B, I guess, would be the ones that would fall into that category. None of them were at PAX, so I'm not terribly fussed about meeting the rest of them, because they're not ones whose content I watch. So, that was that. Had they, I may have walked around, I may have, you know, missed them walking around on the show floor. I could easily have walked past them and never known who they were. I'm about to die here if I don't take some pills. Can we get this door open? We can. Good. Oh no, 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 no! Are you gonna drop anything good? Maybe, but there's a lot of you. Ah! Can I get that? No, that's a bomb. You know what? The heart is not worth it. I'm going down to the terminal. See you later. Woo! Okay. Okay. Yikes! I've got like 2 more questions. Oh no, 3 more questions I haven't even got to. One was, did you see any amazing cosplays? Also from Skyside. Yes, it's everywhere. It's PAX. It's a big convention with 75,000 people in it. Yeah, there's cosplay everywhere. The only one that really jumped out at me and were like, oh, that's pretty cool. There were 4 guys wearing animal masks and sort of 80s dress jackets and things. And it was Hotline Miami was what they were doing. They're carrying one was carrying like a baseball bat, one had a golf club and stuff. And they were hanging around outside the Hotline Miami 2 booth, and it was pretty cool. And there were a lot of photos being taken of that. Other questions, quick. I've got one I'll do next week, actually. The other one was, where do you get the Heavenly Iron Armor? Because I was wearing that last week. That is Shadow Lair stuff. You need to go to the Sanctuary level, so you need to kill one of the Shadow Lair bosses to get to that. One of the parts, I forget which ones are which, one of them requires the material drop from the Red Romulus twins, one of them requires the material drop from the Ice Queen. If you do one or the other of those, you'll get that material from killing them. The other one you would want to buy off the auction house. If you do the Snarble or Darkfire Vanaduke, you're going to want to buy both of them off the auction house. Both of them are readily available on the auction house and not terribly expensive. The only real challenge is getting into a Shadow Lair. I don't know why I'm standing on that. The challenge is getting into and completing the Shadow Lair, so that's that. That was from Alex Andre Delaporte, so thank you, Alex, for that one. That's a cool question. Yeah, because I've got one more question I really don't have time for here, and we are at the end of the terminal here, and as always, there are no useful recipes for me to buy there for my alt, so suck it, Spiral Knights. So thank you very much for watching! I have been Meroka, this has been quite a frantic episode, and I shall see you next time. Yeah!